Morning children, I welcome you to a new class in physics. As you all know, the theory for sound chapter has been winded up. I have already taught you all the different topics. Now we focus on the numerical problems of the chapter sound. There is only one exercise and it has 11 numerical problems. In order so that the time should not be wasted, so I have solved the numericals for you in advance. Quickly I'll go through the numericals. You can sit with your notebooks and your pencil or pen, and as I explain the numericals to you, you can note it down and solve with me. Okay, I'll try to maintain a normal pace. I'll read out the first numerical problem for you children. The first one: the heart of man beats 75 times a minute. So it has been given that heart beats 75 times a minute. And children, you all know that 1 minute means 60 seconds. Okay. What are we supposed to find out? What is the frequency and the time period? Now, see, you are supposed to find out the frequency and the time period. Now, what is the definition of frequency, children? The number of times a body vibrates in 1 second. So now it has been given that in 60 seconds it's vibrating 75 times. So therefore in 1 second it will be vibrating how many times? 75 upon 60. That is equal to 1.25 per second. What is this? Frequency. So I have found out the frequency to be 1.25 per second. That is the unit for frequency. Now I have to find out the time period. What is the formula for time period? Time period is 1 upon frequency. You all know that. So time period is 1 upon, what is the frequency I found out? 1.25. I remove the decimal, 100 upon 125. And when I divide this, I get 0.8 seconds. So I have found out the frequency as well as the time period for numerical number 1. Okay, let me tell you children, the numerical problems of sound are very easy. Second numerical, the time period of a simple pendulum. Now the time period of a simple pendulum is given to be 2 seconds in the question. You are supposed to find out the frequency. Just a very direct question. We know frequency is 1 upon time period. We all know the formula. 1 upon time period is 2. So the answer is 0.5 hertz. Okay, so this is numerical number 2. Now we move on to numerical number 3. I'll read out the numerical for you. The separation between two consecutive crests in a transverse wave. Now, the separation between two consecutive crests. What is the meaning of the word separation here? Separation means the distance. That means the wavelength. So the wavelength is denoted by lambda. I told you. So that is 100 meters. That is given to you in the question. And what else is given to you? They have given you the wave velocity. Wave velocity is denoted by capital V. It is 20 meters per second. So these two things are given. And you are supposed to find out the frequency of the wave. I'm going to use the formula V is equal to F lambda. If you remember, we had done this derivation, right? Now let me put the values. 20 is equal to F into 100. Right? Very easy. F will be rearranged 20 upon 100. That is 0.2 hertz. So the frequency is 0.2 hertz, children. So this is numerical number 3. Remember, you have to be very careful, children, in interpreting what information is been given in the question. If it is given separation between, it means that is the distance or the wavelength. And because they have used consecutive crests, so which means it is wavelength. Okay. Now let's move to the fourth numerical problem. In the fourth numerical problem, I am reading it out. A longitudinal wave travels at a speed of, so the speed is given to be 0.3 meters per second. And the frequency is 20 hertz. You are supposed to find the separation between. Separation means wavelength. Again, I am using the formula V is equal to F lambda. What is the value of V? 0.3. What is the value of the frequency given? 20. Check the units, children. Okay, they should be of the same level and into lambda. So what would be lambda? It would be 0.3 upon 20. I remove the decimal from here. It will be 3 upon 200. And my answer is 0.0015 meters. That is the wavelength calculated. So this is numerical number 4. Now we come to numerical number 5. I am reading the numerical for you. It is given a source of wave produces 40 crests and 40 troughs. So 40 crests and 40 troughs in 0.4 seconds. That is given. Now I have written this, that 40 crests and 40 troughs makes 40 waves. So it means 40 waves take 0.4 seconds to move. You are supposed to find out the frequency of one wave. First of all, children, we know that 40 waves take 0.4 seconds. So what will be the time taken by one wave, children? We can calculate it. Time taken by one wave will be, 0.4 is for 40. So for one wave, it is 0.4 upon 40. That is 0.01 seconds is the time period. But they have not told us to find out the time period. They are asking for frequency. So we go one step ahead. We know that frequency is 1 upon time period. We have already found out the time period, children. So we substitute the value of time period and we remove the decimal. So we get the answer for frequency to be 100 Hertz. So this was numerical number 5. Now we go to numerical number 6. Okay, children, I'm reading numerical number 6 for you from the book. An observer A fires a gun at an observer B. Okay, so I have drawn a diagram, simple diagram for understanding. There are two observers A and B, and the distance between the observers is given to be 1650 meters, and the speed of sound is also mentioned in the question to be 330 meters per second. You are supposed to find out the time taken by B to hear the gunshot which was fired by A. Now, simple formula: speed is distance upon time. I know the speed, I know the distance, I can easily find out the time by rearranging it, and I get the answer to be 5 seconds. Children, I hope it's very, very clear, and by now you must have understood how easy the numerical problems are. Now we move on to the 7th question. Okay, in the 7th question it has been given that the time interval between a lightning flash and the first sound of thunder is 5 seconds. So I have written down time taken 5 seconds, and also the speed of sound in air is given to be 330 meters per second. You are supposed to find out the distance of the flash from the observer. Simple direct formula: speed is equal to distance upon time. What is the speed? 330. We are supposed to find out the distance, and the time is 5 seconds. I multiply, I get 3, distance is equal to 330 into 5, and that works out to be 1650 meters, and that is your answer to numerical problem 7. Now we go to numerical problem 8. Now in numerical problem 8, I read out the question. It is given that a boy fires a gun and another boy at a distance hears the sound of the fire 2.5 seconds after seeing the flash. Okay, so the time given is 2.5 seconds. And what else is given to us? The speed of sound is given to be 340 meters per second. Okay, you are supposed to find out the distance between the boys. Again, the formula: speed is distance upon time. Whatever values I know speed, I know time. I have to find out the distance. That will be 340 multiplied by 2.5, and that works out to 850 meters, which is my answer. Okay. Now, I come to the 9th numerical problem, children. The 9th numerical problem is slightly, you can say, a little difficult. Okay, difficult means it's slightly different from the numericals done so far. So, I want you to pay attention. What is given in this question? An observer sitting in the line of 2 tanks. So, I have drawn 2 tanks. This is tank 1. This is tank 2, the fighter tanks. Okay, army tanks. There are 2 tanks, and there is an observer who is in the same straight line of the 2 tanks. And they have given that the distance between, they are firing at each other. The 2 tanks are firing at each other, and the distance between the 2 tanks is given to be 510 meters between the 2 tanks. Okay, and the observer hears the first sound of the first firing of the first tank in 2 seconds, and in the second, for the second tank, he hears after 3.5 seconds the sound. Okay, we are supposed to find out in this question the speed of sound. Okay, we are supposed to find out the speed of sound. Now we know we have 2 tanks, right? So I'm going to use the formula: speed is distance upon time for the first one, and speed is distance upon time for the second one. Children, let me tell you one thing. irrespective of the two tanks. No doubt they are at a different distance from the observer, both of them. The distances will be different, the time is different, but what is same is the speed. The speed will remain the same. So what will I do, because the speed factor is same, I am going to take the difference, because I know the difference of between the two tanks. I know the distance, so I'll take we know that d2 minus d1 is 510. The distance between two tanks is given to us. I can also find out the time difference, that is 3.5 minus 2. So I will take speed is equal to difference upon time upon difference upon distance between two tanks upon the difference in the times also. So what do I get? 510 upon 1.5. And when I divide these two, I get the speed, and that speed works out to 340 meters per second. And I was supposed to find out the speed of sound in air. Okay, so that was calculated to be 340 meters per second. And I want you to have a careful look at this particular numerical as I move forward to the 10th numerical. Just have a careful look as to how I have solved it. Okay, children. Now I move to the 10th numerical problem. In the 10th numerical problem, I'll read out the question. 10th and 11th are almost similar. Okay, it has been given that how long, you are supposed to find out how long, means you are supposed to find out the time taken. And there are two things given. One is a railway track and the other is other is through air. And they have given that how long will sound take to travel in iron rail and in air, both 3.3 kilometers in length. So the distance is common for both, 3.3 kilometers converted to meters. Okay, that is the SI unit. And the speed of sound in air is given to you in the question, and speed of sound in the iron rail is also given to you. So we are dividing the question into two parts, one the rail and the other the air. Okay, now I will use this formula, speed is distance upon time, separately for both, because I need to find out the time taken by the sound to travel through the rail as well as through the air. Now in the first case, I will use the formula speed is distance upon time. I will put the value for iron, speed, distance, which I have converted upon time, and I can calculate the time. See how I have calculated it. Similarly, I will take speed is equal to distance upon time for air also. Again, I am going to substitute the value. Speed is given 330. Distance, as you know, is same for both. So 3,300. And I calculated the time in air also. And definitely you are going to see that the time taken in the railway track will be less than the time in air, because we know that the speed of sound in railway track is faster because it is solid than through air. Okay, children. So this is numerical number 10. Now we go to the last numerical problem of the exercise, and that is numerical number 11. Now in this question also it is given assuming the speed of sound in air equal to 340. So the speed of sound in air is 340 given. Speed of sound in water is given to be 1360 meters per second. The distance taken in both the cases is the same, that is 1700 meters. Okay, you are supposed to find out the time in both the cases. Again, I am going to divide the question into two, one for air and one for water. For air, using formula, speed is distance upon time. For water, using formula, speed is distance upon time. I will substitute the value. 340 is the speed in air. You can see, children, 1316 in water, and the distance is same in both. Of course, I need to find out the time. The time works out to be 5 seconds in air and 1.25 in water. Okay, so this is numerical problem 11. So I have covered all the 11 numerical problems of sound exercise. There is only one exercise of numericals in sound, and you can see, children, very easy, not many formulae used, that is speed is distance upon time used, V is equal to F lambda used, and basically we used frequency is 1 upon time period and time period is 1 upon frequency. So don't worry children, I will also be clicking the photographs of these particular numerical problems, and I will send it across to you so that you can see each and every numerical solved. And I have also done and covered these numericals with you in this particular lecture, and I want you to solve all these numerical problems in your physics fair files. Okay children, please do understand the numericals. I will be also sending you the pictures. You can go through each and every numerical and understand it and then solve it in your files. Okay children, thank you very much, and the doubts will be taken up in the next physics doubt class. Okay, thank you.